Oh my God. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So I had a couple of super thanks or super tips or whatever they're called here on YouTube. Requests to check out a couple of videos today, and from the same person. Wolf, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for the support as always. We're gonna do this one, and then the Larry Bird one is going to be for the After Dark, so you guys tune back in for a Larry Bird video later today. And for now, we're going to react to Uncommon Sense, and this one is titled Max Kellerman trashes Luka but not LeBron. Well, now that he's partners with Rich Paul, I guess it's probably not to be surprised. I don't even know. It is exactly what we expected, but this BS isn't gonna last long, you guys, because I can already see it now. The media can only hold on for so long. They have to basically they have to blow up the Lakers idea. So they can't keep encouraging the idea that like LeBron is actually helping this team when it's clear as day that he's not. The team is much better off in the hands of Luka and AR. And I think Max Kellerman and everybody else knows that. We all know this. It is what it is. And it's time for him to move on. So, you know, we'll see what happens next. LeBron's probably going to go to Cleveland and you know, round out his career there. And it'll be all over finally, hopefully. Anyways, guys, let's check out this video here. I'm gonna link the original video from Uncommon Sense down below. If you want to check it out, it's gonna be in the description. You also see a list of channel members. Shout out to channel members. I really appreciate you guys. I'm ready to get into this. Let's do this, guys. Like the video, hit that hype button if you got any. I'd appreciate it, and let's roll.
The point is that is not okay. And you know how Riley has his statue? You know what Luka Doncic's statue, if he ever gets one outside his crypto now, is going to be? It's going to be like this. This is the Luka statue, like this, with his arms out like this.
That's the LeBron statue.
Every single trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. Every trip down the floor.
Oh.
Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. Every trip down the floor.
Mm-hmm. Most bad behavior is learned. You know, check the household. Right now, he's in LeBron's house. Yeah.
Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the ref. Every trip down the floor.
Oh.
Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the ref. Every trip down the floor. Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the ref.
Oh my God. What the hell? Peekaboo! Does Mama know that I'm faking? Does Mama know I'm not really crying? Please don't tell Mama I'm lying. She believes me every time. Look, I'm a king. King me. My dog thinks I'm crazy right next to me. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Look, I scare a woman, Mama. Except for my own. Mind the game.
Basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
What an intro. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're out of here. You can't top that, man. That was an intro. Oh, before I forget, shout out to new channel member BTX Landon 23. What's up, man? Welcome in.
And it's just basketball.
Yeah, it's just basketball, man.
It's just basketball.
It's just basketball, mama.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back, my people. Welcome back. So it seems that Max Kellerman has officially been bought by Unclutch Sports.
I was worried it was going to happen too, and here we are.
Because some of the things he's been saying on his podcast with him and Rich Dummy, to me, are very evident that he has been bought by Unclutch Sports. And the latest being his criticism of Luka Doncic. Now, it's not that I disagree with the criticism of Luka Doncic. I'm not a Luka Doncic fan, people. As a matter of fact, Luka Doncic has a lot of similarities between him and the Duck, but the difference is
he does, and that's why it was so funny, the idea of these two getting together. I had it in my head before they played one game together, and we got it within the first quarter of the first game together. That first moment where both of them raise their arms up in disgust and stare at the ref and don't get back on defense, and now it's a 3-on-5. Like, it happens over and over again, and I love it.
Luka Doncic is not trying to convince anybody he's the GOAT. Neither is mainstream media, and Luka Doncic doesn't have a media company trying to persuade people he's the GOAT.
Yeah. So,
shout out to Too Raw for TV, because this is where I first saw this.
Oh yeah, Too Raw.
So we're gonna check out this article from Yahoo Sports, people, and this is Max Kellerman criticizing Luka Doncic.
Real quick, did you guys hear Brian Windhorst came out the other day and said basically LeBron is a terrible fit for the Lakers right now? And he basically he outlined it, and it's funny because he's a year and a half late, but whatever. Welcome, mainstream media. You guys are finally telling some kind of truth. But what he said was, let's see. He said, when all three, Luka, AR, and LeBron are on the court together, it's terrible. They cancel each other out. He said when it's just Luka and AR, they look good out there together. And he was like, LeBron is the one that's not fitting in, blah, 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 blah. I was just surprised. So that's why I think, like, it's the cat's out of the bag. Mainstream is going to finally start talking about this. But this is why mainstream media sucks, you guys. We talked about this from before they even played one game together. We were calling this stuff out. If you want breaking news, like, I think it's on YouTube. It's not on mainstream media anymore, you guys. They're a year and a half behind.
And again, no problem with that, except for the fact that he doesn't criticize the person who doesn't do this even more egregiously. LeBron James fanboys, I'll let you guys take a guess who that is. Anyway, it says Max Kellerman unloads on Lakers star Luka Doncic as Rich Paul remains noticeably silent. Rich Paul was quiet when Max Kellerman blasted Los Angeles Lakers star Luka Doncic with plenty of criticism. Says Paul and Kellerman took part in a February 18th episode of the Game Over podcast. The latter didn't hold back on Doncic, calling the Lakers star out for his constant complaining to the officials. LeBron James fanboys. Who else do you know fits that description? Says while making a bold take about him and Boston Celtics standout Jaylen Brown. Quote, every single trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. Luka, every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. See, now let me show you how this works, LeBron James fanboys. You could very easily say this. Every single trip you're down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. LeBron, every trip down the floor, LeBron, you're complaining to the refs.
Yep.
You see how that fits LeBron James fanboys?
Yep. And guys, JJ already called this out, you know, like say what you want about JJ. I say plenty of bad things about the guy, but he called these guys out early in the season and said he's tired of everybody complaining to the refs all the time. Stop focusing on the refs so much and play the game. It didn't work. They're still doing it, obviously, but like this is a known issue. And this was a known issue with LeBron before Luka came. And this was a known issue for Luka in Dallas. They were both doing it separately. But you can't have two guys like this on the exact same team. I'd argue you can't have one. You know? I used to like Luka a lot. And the complaining, it took the fun away from watching him. Amazing basketball player. Amazing talent. He can do some crazy stuff on the basketball court. His mentality is all screwed up, though.
Says, no, you're not going to get the and one. And it can't be that the refs blow every call on Luka Doncic. Kellerman said at the 18:08 mark, quote, Rich, you and I both saw last night Jaylen Brown is better than Luka Doncic.
Wow.
Better player. I'd rather have him on the team. If I had to start a team, I'd rather start it with Jaylen Brown. Paul responded with, Jaylen Brown is a damn good player.
No, I mean, yeah, Jaylen Brown is a freaking monster.
As Kellerman quickly responded with, he's better than Luka. It's clear that Luka Doncic stands out as one of the best players in the entire NBA. However, his tendency to draw fouls a lot and complain to the officials could present a flaw towards his on-court mindset.
Or I don't even know, like, I've never thought of these two players as being comparable. So this is a weird thing. Like, if JB is considered better than Luka, does that mean like Luka's trash? I don't really get the comparison. Like, they're both good players. They're both different players. Very different players.
Again, whatever his own court flaw is in terms of mindset, it is also LeBron James' on court flaw in mindset. I would argue LeBron James has more flaws in his mindset. But anyway, as a matter of fact, you know what? We're going to hold up here. So they kind of go into what Luka is averaging for the season and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, people, this is, like I said, to me, not only is this a indictment on the fact that obviously Max Kellerman had a price.
Yep.
Max Kellerman had a price, whatever.
It seems, it's kind of scary because it seems like no matter what that price is, Klutch can meet it. They can pay that damn price. How much money is in this damn organization?
Price Unclutch Sports is paying him. You can see kind of with each episode that he is he doesn't have the energy for LeBron James that he should have, especially considering some of the things he point out. But the other thing that you can see is the constant hypocrisy of mainstream media. This is nothing new, my people.
Nope.
This is typical mainstream media, whether they are currently in the mainstream media or at one point they were part of mainstream media. This is typical for them being able to call out things in other players that somehow they're Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles when it comes to LeBron James.
Which is interesting because they're talking about his teammates. So you would think maybe they're watching these damn games. So maybe they're seeing the whole picture, but they're not. If you think about, like, okay, you've watched a whole bunch of us on YouTube, and for the most part, I'd say we stay 90% consistent to what we think. Now, that other 10% is because we're paying attention and our views can change a little over time. But when you're dealing with the mainstream media, you'll notice one day somebody is, let me say Stephen A. Smith, for example. One day he's trashing LeBron James, trashing him, calling out 2011, what happened, and then, calling out all this stuff. 1 week later, he's acting like he's, he's the second greatest basketball player that's ever stepped on this planet Earth. He's been the greatest father, the greatest for the African community, blah blah blah. He'll go out on a laundry list of all these praises for LeBron, but just a week later he thought he sucked. You know what I mean? That's the inconsistency that made me stop watching mainstream media, because These guys, it's like whatever they get paid for that week. Hey, we're going to give you a little bonus. Say this week. All right, boss, you got it. And then they go and say it. And then we're expected to be dumb enough to fall for it and just think, oh, wow, he changed his mind. But then they flip-flop back and forth over and over again. Come on, guys. It's not real. People, none of us as fans, and that's what an analyst is a fan who tells their opinion. None of us change our views on a player or a team within a week. It doesn't happen that fast. It happens slowly over time. You know, we form opinions. You know, I don't know. That's the consistency of the media that I see, and it's why I don't go to them for anything authentic whatsoever.
LeBron James, not only is he the most egregious at it, but he should be the one called out most for it. Because again, for some reason, the NBA continues to prop him up. So for some reason, the NBA continues to talk about him like he's the face of the league.
And I mean, I'll speak for myself here, but a big part of the reason why I cover these, you know, I react to these LeBron James things is because the mainstream won't do it. If the mainstream was all over this stuff, the way they should. Oh my God, look at that pause. Shit. All right, I'm trying to be serious. Okay. If the mainstream media would cover this stuff honestly, you know, like basically, in other words, LeBron gets a triple-double the other day and, you know, he goes in and he's stat padding for the last 2 minutes in a blowout game. If they were to cover that on mainstream media, honestly, I wouldn't feel the need to react to it. I'd just be like, yep, they got him, you know, like job's done. It's job finished. I don't have to do anything. But the fact that they over and over again, they always just try to remove this stuff from history, that's where we come in and we amplify the damn message. You know, that's where I feel like my job is. And that's why I'm reacting to this stuff. Because it's like, hey, if I can get an extra 5,000 eyes on this story, good. That's more people who know the damn truth. And this is just one of them because it's just so dishonest in the mainstream. Okay, let me get this out of your faces. Blah.
And so again, if you're going to continue to prop up the duck, then the duck needs to be held responsible for what. I mean, first of all, you're talking about Luka. Who did Luka get this from? Who made this kind of behavior acceptable? LeBron James fanboys, you can answer that question if you want. Who made this kind of behavior acceptable in the NBA? Who made it okay?
You know who it is. It's LeBron James, man. He's the one who started all this.
To whine every single time down the court. Every time that you think you should.
It's LeBron's fault, and it's every single one of his coaches for not sitting his ass on the bench the first time he did it. Okay, because that's what happened in the 80s, and that's what happened in the 90s, and I gotta say that's what happened in the 2000s too. This 2010 and on stuff, yeah, this is new. Anybody who ever did that, you could be in the Y, you could be in the boys club, you could be in middle school or high school teams. You do that and you don't get back on defense because you're complaining to the damn ref, sit your ass on the bench.
Should have got a call, but not only that, just whining even when there was no call to be made at all.
Yep. It's reflex.
Who made that okay?
It's reflex.
And not only that, who brought in this culture of needing to be liked by everyone? Again, with the modern buddy, super soft NBA, there's this need to be liked by everyone. And guess what, LeBron James fanboys? Leaders are not always liked.
Agreed.
Matter of fact, leaders can't always be liked.
Yep.
Because leaders have to do the things that no one else wants to do.
Yep.
Leaders have to hold people accountable. Thus, they have to hold themselves accountable so that they can hold other people accountable.
Yeah, I remember my first leadership role, like in the workforce. I started out too soft. And then people walked all over me. Well, that lasted about a year. Next year, I was way too rough on everybody. I wasn't fair. I had unrealistic expectations. But I wanted to make sure I wasn't soft anymore. Then I found I found the just right area in the middle, and I stayed there for the rest of my life. Have high expectations, but don't be an asshole, and don't take bullshit excuses constantly. Don't let people walk all over you. And that's it. But you can't be liked by everybody. Some people will. It's funny. I have quite a few friends that I was in charge of them, I guess you can say, at a workplace. And we remained friends years and years later on. So, yeah, you can't be everyone's friend, but you can definitely make some friends for life in those situations, because you feel like soldiers at war at certain points at certain jobs. So you feel like you've been in a bunker together. Then you can count on each other. Now the other ones, the ones who fall apart and they can't handle the pressure. Yeah, those ones are gonna hate me. They're gonna hate a good leader because they can't hang.
So again, in mainstream media, you can go back through LeBron James' career and hear, oh, LeBron's a nice guy. LeBron just wants to be liked and blah, 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 blah.
Where?
And again, first of all, let's say this. A nice guy doesn't mean good guy.
Absolutely.
Nice guy does not mean good guy.
That's a line right there. That's an important line. Nice guys are usually full of shit. Someone who will be honest with you, not like an asshole, but someone who would just be honest with you, that might be a decent person.
But this is what they've been saying about LeBron. But again, I say leaders can't afford to have that all the time. Yeah, as a leader, you want to be respected, not liked.
Yep. And that's what guys like MJ and Larry Bird and Kobe and whatnot, they got that respect. Steph has that respect. Duncan had the respect.
It's a short
Magic had the respect.
Video, people. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about Max Kellerman? I guess we got to figure out a nickname for Max Kellerman too. Everybody in the 4 and 6 Kingdom should have a nickname. But what do you think about Max Kellerman? Do you think he's officially on the well, obviously he's on the Unclutch Sports payroll, but do you think he's officially sold his soul, 100%. So to speak? So that he's willing to cap for LeBron. He's part of the CFL now. And I don't think anyone can disagree with his statements about Luka. But like I said, you can't make those statements about Luka when there's a much bigger perpetrator of those crimes on the Lakers. And he's 41 years old, people. He's 41 years old.
Yeah, you are.
Didn't know. But anyway,
still crying about every call. 41 years old.
What you guys think in the comments? You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.
Great video, man. Right. Great video.
Every time you hear my voice say, I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good day. Every time you hear my voice say, I hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good day.
Love the music, man. Yeah, to answer your question, Max is 100% compromised. I figured he was the second he teamed up with Rich Paul, and now it's obvious. And, here's the deal. I agree with Uncommon Sense here, 100%. What he said about Luka isn't like a lie. It's 100% true. It's accurate criticism of Luka. But how do you say it about one guy, but not about the other star, when both of the stars are doing the same thing? You know what I mean? It's like, imagine back in the day if Jordan and Pippen were playing absolutely atrocious defense, not getting back on defense, and it was like, it's time for the media to call him out. They wouldn't just say Michael Jordan is slacking on defense. They'd be like, Jordan and Pippen, the dynamic duo, neither of them are showing up. They're both getting lazy on defense, blah, blah, blah. Now we got a story. So it's just disingenuous to call out Luka and not LeBron, And that's why I want to be fair about it. When I say the Lakers are a title contender without LeBron, if they combine Luka and AR, it's not me saying that Luka doesn't have any weaknesses or AR doesn't have any weaknesses. But you can't have two guys with those same weaknesses, you know? And Luka doesn't play any damn defense, and neither does LeBron. And the problem is neither of them normally get back on defense. They're usually complaining to the refs. You can't have two guys like this. I'd rather have 0 guys like this. But the difference is LeBron doesn't bring that it factor to make up for it. And Luka does. At least in this stage of his career, Luka does. Luka can go off for 40 at any moment. You know, so like what he's doing on the other end, it sucks. But he is making up for it offensively. LeBron, he's hurting his team offensively and defensively. So that's a huge problem. You know what I mean? But either way, you call out one, you got to call out the other right now. And they're both doing similar things. The only difference is, yeah, Luka is winning them some games and LeBron isn't. So anyways, is he compromised? 100%. He's bought. He's clutch material now. It's over for Max Kellerman. Whatever, man. I mean, enjoy the money, enjoy the podcast, and that's it, though. You know, I won't go for him for anything. Anything is like a reliable source ever again. So that's that. But it turns out, I mean, on the mainstream media, like, I don't have anybody I can turn to on the mainstream media now that I can trust when it comes to sports. Hell, not just sports, when it comes to anything. So it is what it is, man. I'll tell you, YouTube blew up at the right time, because at a point where we were getting sick of the mainstream lying to us, we had an alternative, and we have it here. And now YouTube is a crazy monster. So I'm out of here, guys. Go check out Uncommon's channel. Link is down below in the description for you. And I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you for a Larry Bird video later tonight, okay? All right. Everybody, like the vid on the way out. Hit that subscribe if you want more content like this. And be water, my friends.